Hey everybody, this is Jessica, and I am going to be working on the plushie again. Sorry about it being a bit late. I forgot. Sorry. So much stuff going on with me. Alright. Okay, I'm just gonna say on Twitter that I am live. Okay. Live now. Dracution, my web handle, building a plushie. The second iteration of the big bad plushie. Big bad wolf plushie. Give the stream URL. And some hashtags. Twitch creative. At Twitch creates. And let's do this. Oakley dokley. Am I muted? Good. I have my thing muted there so I can see exactly. Okay, let's pop the chat out. So I can actually see if people talk to me. Pop out. Come on. There we go. Great. I know, it's so thrilling, right? Okay. So, first thing I gotta do actually is I've got pink thread. I've got pink thread right now. So, because I was making pink PJ shorts, so now I've gotta put back on the white. If you're wondering, the reason I have headphones on is because it's probably pretty trippy to look at because you can see what I'm doing with my sewing machine in the bottom video, and then in the top video you can see a zoom in of the sewing machine. I know it's kind of tripping me out a bit looking at the screen. The reason I have my headphones on is so I can listen to music. It's not the same music on loop because that's a good way to drive me crazy. Okay. You always want to cut a new cut a clean when you're doing a bit of sewing. Okay, so since I know the tail has to go into like the tail's getting like machine sewn into the body to make that part easier on me, I'm starting with it. Okay. I'm not sure if I've mentioned this, but I hate fake fur with a fiery passion because fake fur falls apart. Okay. I'm wearing flip-flops, so I'm just gonna... I like to machine sew barefoot, so I have more control over the presser foot. Kind of like a monkey. Okay. Luckily for me, there's not a ton of fake fur. So this is the second iteration of the big bad plushie. And once we have an iteration that we like, I'm going to create an official pattern, and then we will both sell toys based on that pattern, but we'll also sell the pattern for anybody who wants to make the toy themselves. This is actually quite a bit easier to sew than the polar fleece I was using last time, so that's nice. Bonk. Okay, so the reason why I turn it over like this is to make sure I've actually gotten fabric, and there's only a couple points where it didn't quite take. That's the thing is with fake fur, and is that sometimes you miss bits and you can't tell because it's fur in the way. So I'm just going to fix it. So yeah, make sure I'm getting the meaty bits of the fabric. Okay. And then, this one I actually want to stuff right away because it's going into part of the body. So I'm just going to cut this. And if I put anything really close to my face, it's because I need to see it better. Come on. Oh, fake fur. Ugh, hate it. But you know what? Fake fur sometimes does stuff that you need it to, and that's why you use it. It's just that if I have the choice of using fleece or fake fur, I'd rather use fleece. Also, because fake fur is not amazingly stretchy, so. Alright, I'm going to re-sew the point because it looks like it kind of goobered a bit. Okay. Okay, that's it. I'm not sewing it anymore at this point. Okay. And just like last time, I sewed too much of this, so I'm just going to get my trusty, my handy dandy seam ripper, which is this thing. Yeah, it looks like there's a bit of a ping between one camera and the other. My computer's like, I don't know which camera I need to focus on. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, there's quite a bit of a ping. I'm going to actually kill that. I'm going to turn it off and turn it back on again. Live, everybody. Okay, so that's why it's not the main webcam. I know it's because the webcam I'm using, it's a really, really good quality webcam. It's just it's not designed for working on a Mac, and I'm on a Mac. I mean, my Mac is a really powerful computer. As a programmer, I don't really have a priority. Like, I can work with any kind of computer I need to. Okay. And then let's turn off the autofocus. Okay, and I'm going to turn off the aperture priority so it doesn't change on me. And turn off white balance. Okay. No. Okay, yeah, it's all synced. Good. Everything is synced. Wonderful. I know, right? It's so silly. And I'm just gonna let some people I know say like, "Hey, I'm live. Come say hi." There we are. Basically, I'm just going to keep going till this darn thing is hand sewn, like machine sewn, all the things I need to have for machine sewing. Oh, Kali-dokali. I'm just going to keep going till this thing. Ah, no, you can hear me. Okay. Okay. You might hear Skype, you might not. Don't know. Don't really care. Let's keep going with this. And turn off the webcam settings. Okay. There we go. Stupid shirt. Okay. All right, let's turn this inside out. Okay, so we've got this guy. We're turning it inside out. Ow. If you're wondering why my fingers are kind of funny, it's because I've been dyeing fabric. So I've dyed my fingernails green. Great, right? Oof. Yeah, there's like no stretch to this. Okay, gonna get my handy dandy knitting needle to help me turn it out. So that's what this is called. This thing I'm doing with the fabric, it's called turning out. When you stitch something on one side and then you need to, well, turn it out. Turning it outside right. Like, you know, like, that's another term. If it's inside out, that's obvious. It's like, you know, your t-shirt's inside out, right? The other term is I put it outside right, which means right as in correct. Okay, so this knitting needle's too pointy. It's going right through the fabric. There you go. Here's a much better knitting needle. When you fall but straight down, I will surrender. That seems like finally thought of everything. So there we go. One fake fur tail. There. So I'm going to put stuffing in it, and here's my stuffing right here. Oh, this is not the same kind of stuffing I used before. This stuff's much more slippery. I like the other stuff better. Okay, again, so you take the knitting needle, you push the stuffing in a bit. Ay, 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 come on. Ugh, so slippery. Hate it. And yeah, that's apparently supposed to be the better quality stuff. You hear that, kids? Just because somebody says something's better quality doesn't mean it is. Just because something's better quality doesn't mean it's easier to work with. Like, I can tell you from first-hand experience, the really high-quality fake fur is a hell and a half to work with. Okay. Alright. You can see there's lots of fake fur sloughing off when I'm doing that. Okay. So I'm going to hand sew it up a little bit. And then I'm going to machine sew this tail right into the back of the doll. So like this bit right here is going to be the part that's machine sewn. So if you know what, now I'll just sew it up right now. Okay. One thing that's nice about fake fur and I guess real fur too is that because it's got so much fluff on it, you can forgive a lot of mistakes. Okay, so there we go. One tail. Let's put that right there. Now I'm gonna do the legs. Now I'm gonna do the body. That's why I was preparing that tail for. That's just excess stuff. And here's the knitting needles and any of this junk. I need to throw that out. Drink some coffee. Try and figure out where my water bottle went. That follow. Where did I put my water bottle? Ugh. Always friggin' does that. Ugh, my nose is gonna go crazy soon because of all this stupid stuff. How do I pronounce that? Archimalian. Archimalian. Oh, like Archimedes, yes. Archimedes? Archimalian? Whatever. Welcome to the stream. I'm gonna zoom in so I can actually read it. There we go. Okay. I really want my water. I don't know where it went. I'm very grumpy about this. Where'd my water go? Okay, well, found it. Found my water. Here it is. Sorry about the ping on the big video. I can't seem to fix it. All right. Okay, so we've got that's pretty much. I want to start with all of the fake fur sewing because it sucks. Fake fur is going to get everywhere, so I might as well do it now. And that way I can do something about it. And any pattern I'm just going to put on the computer there. Say hi, Archimalian. Or you're just watching the stream. Watching me totally fail at making a doll. I'm just pulling off excess bits from the fake fur that are going to fall off anyway. I'm not pulling very hard. Here, I can show you what I'm doing. Okay, so to get excess fibers off of fake fur, you just kind of pull it like that on the edge you've cut on. Same thing with this guy. This is the under part. See how much comes off? Yeah. And now you know why I don't like fake fur. But it has the desired effect. Okay. Sorry, I can't really show you guys exactly how I'm sewing it. I'd have to completely change the camera angle. Also, it would be like super white balanced out. So maybe I could get a third camera into this crazy setup here. That'd be funny, eh? Oh, jeez. Not quite perfect on the end here, but that's okay. That's the thing is with stuffies, you can have a bit of leeway because they get stuffed. They get stuffed. Okay, and just like last time, turn it over, make sure there's nothing coming off of it. Yeah, I can already see a bunch of points where it's not quite hitting it right. Oh man, all this fur in my nose. In my nose. And this is why I can't. Like, dog dander doesn't bug me so much. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna blow on it. There we go. Hi, Jim. Wonderful to have you here. Like, is that my problem or your problem? Because I know I'm streaming at pretty high quality because I have good internet here, so. So now Jim can... Okay, great. Good to hear that's your end. So both me and Jim are programmers. I do web, he does games. He was actually on our last stream last night at like midnight. Hell, I think it was 1 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, yeah. So late. But it's, you know, Saturday and Friday, so we can stay up late. Alright, so I'm done with... Good thing there's not a ton of fake fur on this toy. Otherwise, I would just suck. Okay, so I'm gonna... Okay, so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm cutting it down so it's easier to turn out. And whenever you're trying to turn out on a point, you want to make it as close as you can, but you want to be careful you don't... If it's like fabric like this, that would kind of tear itself apart. You got to be careful. Ugh. Eh. There. I can see it a bit better. There you go. So how you doing, Jim? Jim did his very first stream last night, guys. Think we scared him off? You scared off, Jim? Yeah, I'm pretty tired all day from being up so late. Me too, dude. Me too. But after the stream, I kept sewing a little bit. But mostly I watched Dark Matter and Killjoys. Man, I love those shows. They're great. I liked Dark Matter so much that I actually got my hair done like the girl, the green hair girl last year. Though I did mine in blue, but it was still pretty similar. I mean, my hair is curly like hers, but I can tell you from experience, both from being on set and from having my hair done like that, that you need a crazy, crazy amount of prep to make it look like that. Yeah, I look forward to you being drunk on stream. That should be pretty funny. Okay, so I'm not going to bother turning this out yet, but there you go. There's the head fluffy stuff. Alright, see how much, fur everywhere. Ugh, hate it. Okay. Okay, let's do the body. No, that's not a garbage. That's the thing that all my finished things are going to. That's extra fabric. Don't need that right there. Here's the little foot bit. All the little feetsies. Alright. Leg, 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 head, leg, head, head. Okay, I'm putting all the head pieces next to each other. So head, head, head. Inside pink bit for the ear. I don't know where the other pink bit went. There it is. There we go. Alright, cool. Programming will get interesting inebriated. Yes, it will. And the reason why I don't drink while doing my stream is these guys. Scissors and seam ripper. You don't want to be drunk while working with scissors. It's a good way to cut your hand open. Speaking of which, that's what that scar on my thumb is from. Not sure if you can see it. Yeah, it's not going to be in focus because the focus is for out, but I have a scar right there. We can look at it later, but yeah. I have a scar from cutting my hand open. Not because I was drunk, though. I was not drunk. I just goofed up. But if I goofed up that bad sober, do not want to see what I would be like drunk. Sounds like a bad plan, dude. Okay. So here we've got this is the side of the body, and I always think it looks like an orca whale. So I have to kind of sew these together. I have to sew these two bits together, and it'll make it really round. Oh yeah, Jim, you want to hear about... I'm very clumsy. And it's always my poor left hand that gets hit because I'm right-handed, so it's always like click. Also, as you can see, sewing machines are designed for right-handed people in mind, so yeah. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to start from the middle. Trying to make sure that this all makes sense. So I'm going to start from the middle. But I'm actually going to, I'm going to make a little clip, actually, to show where the end point is. And that's often what you do with sewing, is you make little clips to know where to stop and start. This fabric, the white, by the way, is like super duper friggin' soft. I love it. The white fabric is amazing. Okay, so for the shape, this is the bottom. That's like the chest. Think of it like any normal dog. No, I'm not left-handed. I'm ambidextrous. So I can work with either left or right hand. I'm actually a switch hitter in baseball. Only in baseball, though. Sorry, girls. I like guys. So this is micro fleece. It's way easier for me to sew. Because also it's fleecy on one side and flat on the other, which is perfect for a doll. Ah, no, the thread came out. Why did it do that? Ugh, must have broken itself. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm not a southpaw. Didn't I just explain that whenever I'm working with scissors, I keep accidentally cutting my own hand? Like, the thing that I always end up doing is I'll be, like, holding fabric down and then going cut, 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 and then getting myself right there. Like that. And that, oh, so stupid when I do that. I feel like an idiot whenever I do it. Okay. So, Jim, if and when you do drink on stream, what is your poison? What's your libation of choice? Apparently my thread really doesn't like this fabric. Beer's easier for you? Why does my thread hate this fabric? That's so weird. Sure, if this doesn't happen too much, otherwise this will be pretty... Okay, I'm gonna just completely re-thread. So if you're having troubles sewing... Here, and also let's make it not quite so pull. If you're sewing and you keep having like weird things happen with your thread, rethread, because it's easy thing to do. It's not quite as easy to rethread a serging machine, but if you gotta, you gotta. Okay, I'm gonna completely resew this entire thing because it's like wonky. It wonked out on me. There we go. And I'm gonna watch the thread, see what it does. Oh. Also. There we go. Also, sewing slowly will help too. Okay, that time it worked way better. I think that the needle just doesn't like going through this weird layer on the white. So, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Rum and Coke is a pretty good choice. I prefer to just drink rum straight, though, than rum and Coke, because I like the taste of rum. So you see how, when we turn it out, how it makes itself round just naturally because of the curves I've done on it? So when I stuff it, it'll be round all the way around. Okay, now for the other side. I realized that if I'm going to make versions of this to sell, like the pattern to sell, I'm going to have to make the pattern quite a bit more readable. Because right now it's just basics. Captain and Coke, huge difference. Really, why is there a huge difference? Because, like, it has to be Captain Morgan, not Kraken, or, God forbid, Sailor Jerry. I obviously hate Sailor Jerry. I think it's really gross. But honestly, if you're gonna, like, mix anything with Coke, you're gonna mix the gross rum. Because otherwise you'd want to taste it. Yeah, no, it's the fabric the thread doesn't like. That's fine. Now I know. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. You know, I didn't even watch G.I. Joe as a kid. I don't think it came on in Canada. Which is, you know, appropriate because it's the real American hero. And I'm like, well, we're not American. Though, despite all that, I love Captain America. I can't wait for a Captain Canuck show or movie or something. A lot of people want Nathan Fillion to play Captain Canuck, which I'm like, that'd be cool, but he's too old now. Like, for the longest time, people wanted Nathan Fillion to play Drake. Nathan Drake in the Uncharted movie. And then for other people for the Uncharted movie was Mark Wahlberg, which wouldn't be terrible. And I know that Mark Wahlberg and Nathan Fillion are like around the same age, but Nathan Fillion's just not an action guy. The one time he tried to be an action guy in Firefly, he got canceled. And yeah, I love Firefly, but I'm one of the few people who say that Firefly, it's good that it got canceled because long-running shows on Fox never end well unless you're Prison Break. And in that case, they're bringing back Prison Break, and I'm like, okay. Okay, apparently if you mix rum and Coke, it tastes like... Spiced rum and Cokes taste like something. Vanilla. Okay. So now we match up the seams. My trick for matching up seams is I have one seam go in one direction, one in the other, and then I press them really close together. So actually right here is where the tail's going to come out. So I'm just going to match the seams on both sides. Right now I'm listening to a song that's in Arabic. And I have no idea what it says, but it's a good song. It's an Infected Mushrooms song. Okay, so this is actually where the head goes, so that's not something I want to sew together. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so... Oh, I'm not sure how well this is going to work. I've already seen that the fabric does not like to be sewed. Maybe I need like a really sharp sewing needle or something. Well, it seems to be doing fine when it's being sewn to itself. Okay. Yeah, it seems to be doing okay. Oh, my hair. Ah! Fake fur, I hate it. Okay. Okay, so the tail's going to come out right about here. So it's going to come out like that. So I'm going to finish sewing this, and then I'm going to pin the tail in a way that makes sense. I try my best not to drink too much, just because I feel like I make a fool of myself when I drink, but it's also just not great if you want to be in shape. Okay, so it's going to fit like that. Okay, so I'm going to sew one side down. Now here comes the tricky part, trying to sew this whole thing together with the stuffed tail. Okay. Oof, this is going to be tricky. Okay. Why does it have to be freshly squeezed orange juice? Can't you just, like, go to the store and get Tropicana? Despite having a Serving It Right, which is basically this thing in BC that allows you to get liquor licenses and to serve people alcohol, I don't really care too much about finer bartending because I'm not like a legit bartender. I can just serve like simple alcohol, and I don't need to be a legit bartender because I do other things. Okay, well, good to know. Apparently Jim really likes Captain Morgan, so I know what to order him if I ever go to an event with him. Okay, I'm trying really hard to keep this all together. Alright, I'm going to keep an opening back here for where the head's going to attach. Okay, so the head's going to attach right here. And then... sew this part on the front. There we go. Okay, now time to turn out and see how it works. Okay. No, fuck that. We go to a winery that lets us pick fresh oranges, so we... Why would a oranges... No, you mean an orchard. Winery is where you pick grapes. Stock up whenever you oh, that's what you do. So you really, a winery that has oranges, it's an orchard. Anyway, so I use the freshly squeezed stuff for all sorts of stuff, make like orange cello. You make your own orange cello? That's amazing. Oh man, that was, okay. When I went to Italy over New Year's last year, or this year I guess, I fell in love with limoncello. Limoncello is the best. Oh, I love it. So that's the stuff I like. I really like specialty. There we go. So there's the tail coming out the end of the butt. I think the tail might not be far enough in, but that's why we do a prototype. But yeah, no, limoncello. Okay, dude. Seriously, like when you come up north, eventually, you have to bring some of your homemade orange cello because that sounds amazing. Okay, well there's the body. It looks kind of stupid, but it'll look a lot better when I actually stuff it. Okay, let's work on the legs now. Yeah, well, you're meeting me in more than a month. So you'll be fine. You can bring me some orange cello. Okay. The airline will totally allow it if you put it inside your own if you don't, okay, don't bring alcohol in a carry-on bag. You bring alcohol on a, yeah, never bring alcohol in a carry-on. You bring alcohol in your luggage. I mean, I remember that, like, back in the day, you were allowed to bring alcohol on your carry-on, but you weren't allowed to open it, and you had to declare it when you got in customs. So since you're just flying domestically, you'll be fine. And I know this because I was given a, well, for one, I brought limoncello back with me from Italy when I went there. But more importantly, when I was 12 years old, I went to Japan, and the host family gave me some really, really high-end sake to bring back to my mom and dad. At 12. Alone. That was fun. Me, 12. Granted, I mean, I wasn't much smaller at 12 than I am now, so I was a big 12-year-old. Tall. I was only like 5 inches shorter then than I am now. Well, not even 5 inches, more like 3 inches shorter. Which, of course, being 12 in Japan was awkward because I was the same size as their adult men were. Yay, Norwegian blood. I'm a Viking. Okay, so the thread seems to be doing okay with the white now. No, sake at 12. I didn't drink any of it. Well, okay, my dad gave me a little bit to taste. It was sake at 12. It was limoncello at 27. Which I am now. I am now 27. At the moment. I'll be 28 in December. Yeah, I had to go in this big lineup, and the RCMP, which stands for Royal Canadian Mounted Police, which kind of act like, kind of like the FBI, but they also do local police services too. Anyways, an RCMP officer held the sake and actually gave it to my mom, and my mom's like, "What took you so long?" I'm like, "I had to get stuck in this lineup." And I learned a very important lesson that day, that if you're a girl and you cry, people will help you. I know it's terribly sexist, but I was also 12. I'm sure that didn't hurt. Granted, it was also at the Vancouver International Airport, and so therefore I was in Canada, and people help you in Canada. There's this really nice new Molson beer commercial where it's like these two people from, I think, like South Africa or somewhere, who their challenges get all the way from Halifax or somewhere on the East Coast, all the way to Tofino, and they're not allowed to have any internet. So they have to only get there by asking people in Canada for help. It's a super, super heartwarming commercial. It's weird. Like, it's almost like nowadays the better commercials are like short films. Yes, sake is also yum. I still have that bottle. It's on my... It's really, really cool bottle. It's got enamel paint and Japanese letters on it. That one goofed. Sometimes if you go too far to one end when you're sewing, especially with knits, it'll goof up like that. A sake teeny? Why would you ever mix sake with anything? Like a martini with sake? That seems weird. What do I know? I'm not big on drinking. My coffee got cold. Time for the water. If it ever seems like I drink a lot of water on stream, it's because I've got a bum kidney. And that's pretty much how I deal with it. Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. It's just got a bum kidney. Okay, starting to stitch together the legs. And what I discovered from working on the body is I'm going to actually put together the seams this way. So you see how I'm flattening the fabric? And then you match them up like that. It's not as accurate, but it'll look flatter. It's the first place I stitch to make sure things go smooth. Okay, as you probably noticed, this foot is quite a bit smoother than the last one, which is intentional because I discovered from this guy, the first prototype, that the feet look kind of silly. A lot of things on the first version that look kind of silly, and that's what we're doing with the second version, is to fix it. So I don't want to stretch things too awkwardly. So I'm going to... Sometimes you have to pull the presser foot up so that it goes over top of the thing you want to sew. And then really smooth. Okay, and then just like with all the other guys, turn it over, make sure it actually hit all the pieces, and it did, so that's great. And I'll put all the finished bits right there. And then I'll cut them all down so that they fit better next. I hadn't even heard of it before going to this place, but it ended up being good. I'm not even 100% sure it was all that mixed with something as much as chilled / shaken with ice and garnished with something in a martini glass. Fair enough. Though I like